Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on the old show today, the Nurburgring actually has a brand new ownership group. Now, for a lot of folks, this is terrible, terrible news, but for some folks, it's very good news. Now, if we kind of delve in both areas as far as what's good and what's bad. Now, the group that kind of wanted the government to still remain overseers, if you will, of the particular facility, and actually run by a group that actually had a board group that would actually look over the track, and they made sure that there was facilities there as far as folks, as far as ambulance services and recovery groups for any time there was an incident, especially on the days, and we're talking mainly about the days that may have the biggest issues going forward, which are the public use days, which for several months out of the year, you can plop down right around $20 US and be able to make a full lap of the 13-mile Nordschleifer. Now, this particular situation with a private ownership group coming in, well, they have all rights to do whatever they want with the property. Now, let's get back to the actual purchase itself. When this was actually going down, there was an American group that was actually the front runner the whole time, and at the last minute, the Capricorn group, which is a group out of Germany, and they actually have a facility that actually manufactures automobile parts for automobile applications, crankshaft, camshafts, and a lot. They actually have a facility, a plant that is right on the Nurburgring grounds, which makes them a little bit of a home team, if you will. Now, this particular group and the guy who owns it actually is a huge fan of the Nordschleifer, big petrol head, and maybe great things. But again, this also makes a liability issue because the Nürburgring's a little bit of a killer, if you will. There are several fatalities that happen at this facility, especially on public use days every year. And because of this, now there is an actual person and a face that you can actually sue. Now, I know the German culture is not as sue happy as we are here in America, so this could quite possibly go on well. I know that it would never fly here in the United States. Now, this being said, for the rest of 2014, the track will continue on as it has for the past several years. But the new ownership group comes in charge in January of 2015 and will take over all the facilities and all the things around it. Now, again, this could be looked at as really bad or really good. It's going to remain to see what exactly is going to take place. I, for one, am... I don't know what to think about the particular situation. I know that before I die, I need to set foot on this particular facility, especially the Nordschleifer. I don't have to make a lap of the place, but just to be around it would be breathtaking, if you will. So I'm really hoping that this facility will remain in, well, public hands, or running order, I guess I should say, more than anything, so I can actually set foot on it one time for my own. Now, all this being said, the interesting thing when it comes down to the actual numbers of it, they gave 1 million euros for this particular facility, or 138.6 million US dollars. They have a couple of options, at least for what they're planning on doing for the facility in the upcoming future. They're actually talking about the F1 themed roller coaster, the Formula One themed roller coaster. They're planning on knocking that down, along with the Eiffeldorf Hotel. One of those facilities is going to be knocked down as well, and they're going to put up a brand new automotive technology center. Now, again, this could be bad, this could be good. We're going to have to really wait and see, especially... And there's still that outside chance, and the folks over at Save the Ring are really hoping that this thing will get kicked out, as far as this has to be okayed by the German government and by the EU government. So we'll wait and see what comes of this particular situation as it comes ahead. But interesting times when it comes to the Nürburgring. Next up on the list, the first ever Corvette Z06, the rights to take ownership of this particular automobile, is going to be up for auction at the Barrett-Jackson auction in Palm Springs, Florida on April 11th through the 13th. One of those days is going to feature the brand new Z06, and it will be sold for auction as a charity automobile. If any of you know about the Barrett-Jackson auction in the past several years, chances are you probably already had a pretty good idea of who exactly is going to pick out this particular automobile, or at least you may be thinking of the same fella I am thinking of. He's already bought the first ever Stingray. I'm sure he'd really want this one as well. So it'll be interesting to see what this car will go for in early April in Palm Springs, Florida. Next up on the list, the brand new Jaguar F-Type has been selling fantastically over the past several months. And sadly, that means the end of an era, if you will. The Jaguar XK will be officially killed off, if you will. This is going to be in a handful of years. Well, actually at the end of 2015, the Jaguar XK will be no more. I have to say a little bit of sadness here. The XK is a fantastically beautiful automobile. It'd really be a shame. Now the F-Type is quite beautiful as well. But that being said, again, Jaguar will be done with the XK lineup. Nothing to say that they couldn't come back with something similar to it. Maybe in the future we'll have to wait and see. But kind of sad times when it comes to Jaguar. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this week's Motor Cars Enthusiast. If you want to jump on over to the Facebook page, the link's down in the show notes. Also, if you want to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time. Get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. I thank you for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.